Hello everyone and welcome to another AtMaths tutorial video. Now I'll be discussing Form 5 Additional Mathematics, Chapter 9 Motion Along a Straight Line, Long Question Example 3. Okay, before that, if you are new to this channel, please leave a like button to show your support and subscribe to the channel for more upcoming mathematics tutorial videos in the future. Okay, let me read the question now. Two particles P and Q move in a straight line that passes through a fixed point O at the same time. The velocity of particle P, Vp meter per second, is given by Vp equals to 3t square minus 10t minus 8, where t is the time in seconds after both particles have passed through point O. Particle Q moves with a constant deceleration of 2 meter per second square, that is AQ equals to negative 2. It passes through point O with a velocity of 13 meter per second. Okay, let me read the 4 question over here. If the velocity and displacement of particle Q after t seconds are v cube meter per second and s cube meter respectively, express v q and s q in terms of t. Find the velocity of particle Q when particle P comes to instantaneous rest. Find the acceleration of particle P when particle Q returns to 0. And the last question, question part D, find the displacement when particle P and particle Q meet after leaving point O. Okay, so these are the respective questions, guys. Okay, let us start to discuss the solution for question part A, followed by part B, part C, and part D. Okay, let us begin. Okay, we're going to start to discuss from question part A. So from the question, they've mentioned that particle Q moves with a constant deceleration of 2 meter per second square, that is AQ equals to negative 2. Okay, that means your particle Q is slowly reducing its velocity, guys. That's why it has a constant deceleration of 2 meter per second square. Okay, let us continue. So hence acceleration of Q is given as AQ equals to negative 2. Why negative 2? Please have a look over here, guys. It mentioned constant deceleration. That means you don't have any variable with respect to time. So when the time t equals to 0 and t equals to 1, for example, that means your particle Q is constantly having a deceleration. Okay, so continue. So to find VQ, which means the velocity of Q, what you do, you integrate the acceleration. Okay, the relation between the velocity and acceleration. To get acceleration, what you do, you differentiate velocity. To get the velocity, what you do, you integrate the acceleration. Okay, you integrate acceleration, you immediately get back velocity. Okay, let us continue. So this is the relationship, guys. I've mentioned VQ equals to integration of AQ with respect to dt. Since particle Q passed through point O with a velocity of 13 meter per second, so VQ is equals to integration of negative 2 dt. So this negative 2 we have already got here, guys. So acceleration of Q. Okay, let us continue. So from here you get VQ equals to negative 2t plus c. Okay, let us continue. So the question already mentioned that particle Q passes through point O with a velocity of 13 meter per second. That means when your time is equals to 0, your particle Q already passed through point O with a velocity of 13 meter per second. So you substitute these two values respectively. 13 equals to negative 2 times with 0 plus c. So from here you get your c is equals to 13. Okay. From here you get your velocity Q is equals to negative 2t plus 13. So this is your first answer, guys. You already get your VQ here. So the only thing left, you need to find the displacement of Q, which is SQ over here. Okay. So to find SQ, what you do, you integrate VQ. So to find the displacement, what you do, you integrate the velocity. Okay. So this is the relationship between the displacement and velocity, which is equals to integration of velocity with respect to time. So SQ is equals to integration of negative 2t plus 13 with respect to dt. Okay, so you integrate this, you should get negative t square plus 13t plus c. Okay, and then since particle Q starts to move from point O, that means when your time is equals to 0, your SQ is equals to 0, guys. So this is the most important information you need to obtain from the question. So 0 is equals to negative 0 square plus 13 0 plus C. So that means your C will be indirectly will be equals to 0 over here. Okay, from here you get your final answer. SQ is equals to negative t square plus 13t. Okay guys, for the question A, we have already successfully find our VQ over here, which is negative 2t plus 13, and SQ, which is negative t square plus 13t. Okay, let us proceed to the next question. So please hold on for a moment. Okay. For the question part B, the first step what we need to do is we need to calculate the time t when particle P comes to instantaneous rest. Okay. When your particle P comes to instantaneous rest, that means you should know that your velocity is equals to 0. In this case, your velocity of particle P will be turned to 0. Okay. Let us continue. So from here, the velocity of P is already given as 3t square minus 10t minus 8 equals to 0. Okay, this velocity equation is already given in the question, guys. So when it equals to 0, that means you're forming a quadratic equation. Okay, let us continue. So from here, you factorize this. 3t plus 2 in a bracket, t minus 4 in a bracket equals to 0. So from here, you get 3 equals to negative 2 over 3, or t equals to t equals to 4. However, your t equals to 4 seconds is the possible answer since your time can never be in a negative value. Okay, so once you get your t equals to 4 seconds, so what you do in the step 2 is you calculate the velocity of particle Q, guys. Okay, let us continue. So when your t is equals to 4 seconds, so this is given the VQ equation equals to negative 2t plus 13. So what you do, this t you substitute in equals to 4. So negative 2 times with 4 plus with 13. So from here you get your VQ equals to 5 meter per second. So this is your answer, guys, for question part B. Okay, let us proceed to the question part C now. When particle Q returns to O, that means your displacement of SQ is equals to 0, guys. Okay, your SQ is equals to 0. So from here, SQ equals to negative t square plus 13t. So since your SQ is equals to 0, so this value will be equals to 0 over here. So negative t square plus 13t will be equals to 0. Okay, so you factor out negative t over here. From here, you get t minus 13 is equals to 0. And then you get here two possible value, t equals to 0 or t equals to 13. However, t equals to 13 seconds is the possible answer, guys. Since your object is moving over here, why t cannot be equals to 0? T equals to 0 indicates that your object is about to move. Okay, since the question has already mentioned that particle Q returns to the 0 means particle is already moving and then it turning back to O. So the appropriate answer would be t equals to 13 seconds. Okay, let us continue. So when t equals to 13 seconds, so we need to find the acceleration at P when t equals to 13 seconds over here. So we need to find the A. So AP is equals to 60 minus 10. So how you get this? You differentiate your velocity P. So from here you get AP over here, 60 minus 10. So 6 times with 13 and then you minus with 10. So from here you get your AP is equals to 68 meter per second square. So this is your answer for the C, guys. Okay, let me proceed to the question part D. So please hold on for a moment. Alright, we have already in the last question now, question part D. So for particle P and particle Q meet after leaving point O. So this is the one possible equation we can form, guys, where your displacement of P will be equals to displacement of Q. So this is the expression. Okay, let us continue. So for the step 1, what you're going to do, we're going to find the displacement of P. Okay, how are you going to do that? We're going to integrate velocity P to get the displacement P, guys. Okay, so this is the relation. Sp is equals to integration of Vp with respect to dt. So from here, integrate 3t square minus 10t minus 8 with respect to dt. So from here you get your Sp is equals to t cubed minus 5t square minus 8t plus c. Since your particle P starts from point O, so when your t is equals to 0, your Sp will be equals to 0, guys, indirectly. Okay, so everything will become 0 and then plus c. So from here you get your c is equals to 0. Okay, therefore you get your displacement P is equals to t cubed minus 5t square minus 8t. So this is your first step. So once you identify your displacement of P, so the second step what we need to do is we need to find the expression such that your displacement of P is equals to displacement of Q. Okay, so now we can proceed to find this expression. So from here you equate these two equations. T cubed minus 5t square minus 8t equals to negative t square plus 13t. Okay, this negative t square plus 13t, you move it to the left hand side. So from here you calculate, you should get t cubed minus 4t square minus 21t is equals to 0. Okay, you factor out the t, you will get a quadratic expression here, guys, within here. So t square minus 4t minus 21 in a bracket equals to 0. You further factor this out. T in a bracket t plus 3 in a bracket t minus 7 is equals to 0. Okay, so from here you get three possible values, guys. T is equals to 0, or t equals to negative 3, or t equals to 7. Okay, t cannot be negative 3 since time cannot be in negative form. So t equals to negative 3 cannot be used over here, guys. T equals to 0 is not possible since the particle P is already moving, guys. So that means you only can have one solution where you can have t equals to 7 is the possible answer over here. So once you already get the time, so what you do now in the third step, now you find the displacement. Okay, so using the displacement Q, when t is equals to 7 seconds, so you substitute the value SQ equals to negative 7 square plus 13 times with 7. So from here you get 42 meter. Okay, now you can ask me, why can't we use displacement of P? You are using instead of displacement Q. Actually, it's up to you, guys. You can use either displacement P or displacement Q to substitute your value of time. So when you substitute into either one of the equation, you should get the same answer, which is 42 meters, since your displacement P is equals to displacement Q. Okay, so I hope you get the explanation clear. Okay, let me put back the question paper for your reference. So please hold on for a moment, guys. Okay, that is all for the step-by-step working and solution for this question. I hope you understand the working that I've shown to you. Thank you everyone for your support, and I will see you in the next video.